Let me say a few things about bank failures. We've had 11 bank failures in the United States this year. Anybody want to guess how many we had in 1989? We had 534 in 1 year in 1989. During the decade of the 90s, we had 925 banks fail. We've had 11 banks fail this year. The problem with financial institutions is not a banking problem. It's Wall Street's problem. It's investment banking firms. It's not so much commercial banks. There are exceptions, but not very many. Fannie and Freddie, their combined liabilities are $5 trillion. The U.S. economy, the total output of goods and services of our economy is $14 trillion. Their liabilities are $5. They're 1/3 the size of the U.S. economy, just their liabilities. That's going to cost us probably $200 billion to take care of Fannie and Freddie. AIG, $84 billion. Bear Stearns, $29 billion. And Lehman, we decided not to pay anything for them. Banks did not create the housing issue. Banks can't make subprime loans. Mortgage brokers and countrywide builders, they're the ones who created the housing issue because the commercial bank can't make a subprime loan. You can't go down there and get it. Wall Street took all these subprime loans, turned them into securities, and sold them all over the world. They sold them to the Japanese, the Chinese, and all over the world. And of course, they love us now because those securities, their value has dropped significantly. It's created a real problem for us around the world. Wall Street firms don't have capital requirements. Banks do. They're not regulated nearly to the extent that commercial banking is. That's one of the reasons for the problems. They don't pay insurance payments on deposits, so they don't really have deposits, but they're draining the insurance funds. They should have to pay. Technology, quite frankly, got beyond our knowledge. We could find people to write programs to keep up with all these derivatives that these companies were writing, but nobody really understood them. And a computer could keep up with all of it, but a human mind couldn't keep up with it. So when the derivatives started unraveling, only the computer could keep up. Human beings were just standing there watching it and couldn't keep up with this mess. Technology outran our ability to deal with some of the financial derivatives that we have created in this marketplace. Yesterday, AIG, which issues commercial paper, all their commercial paper was going bad. So when the money market mutual funds had people trying to take their money out, they couldn't take it out because the money was tied up in commercial paper. That's when Paulson and Bernanke went to the president and they went to Congress last night. They had no choice. The whole system was fixing to come unravel because AIG's commercial paper was being held in money market mutual funds. So now they will in fact do something about this, and they have no choice. The economy, when we have recessions, we usually do this. We usually come out of a recession with high growth, 5%. We're not going to do that this time. We're going to go sideways for 2 years. We may go sideways longer than that. We're going to grow 2.5%. That's going to be it. The economy is going to be much different for the next 2 years than it has been for the last 2. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, those programs, plus personal debt levels have weighted the economy down so much, we simply can't take off the very high rates of growth as we go forward. The last thing I want to mention is moral hazard. Moral hazard means that if you make a mistake, you actually have to pay for it rather than the government picking up the tab. We've gotten into a situation where every time somebody makes a mistake, the government arrives to the rescue. And what this allows everyone to do is not really pay attention to risk. That applies to consumers, that applies to states. California is now bankrupt. Texas, New York will soon be bankrupt. These places have lived way beyond their means. There should be a moral hazard out there. If you're going to make mistakes, you should have to pay for it and not the government. Because if you want to know who the government is, when this conference is over, walk in the bathroom and look in the mirror. That's the government. You're the one who's going to pay for it. So you're going to be on the tab for about $1 trillion to clean up the mess on Wall Street right now. Right at $1 trillion. Thanks.